So let's begin with our today's first question. Mahesh bought a book for rupees 320 and marked it up by 50%. He then gave a discount of rupees 80. Find the percentage profit in the entire transaction. So this is a very basic question. So what he did was he bought the book at 320. So this becomes the cost price. Then he marked it up by 50%. So he increased the price by 50%. Now 50% for 320 is 160 rupees. So he gave he marked it by 160 rupees. So his mark price becomes 320 plus 160. That will become 480. Then he gives a discount of rupees 80. So if he gives a discount of rupees 80, the selling price, as in the price at which he sold, is 400. Question is, find the percentage profit in the entire transaction. So this is a profit of 80 rupees, right? Since we are asked percentage, so this is 80 rupees on this 320 rupees, which is 1 by 4, which is nothing but 25%. Right? Pretty simple. Next question. Nishant invested a part of rupees 8,000 in Bank A, which offers a simple rate of 10% for 3 years, and remaining in Bank B, which offers a simple rate of interest 15% for 4 years. If he receives rupees 3750, then find the money invested in Bank A. Such kind of questions can be solved in a lot of different ways. We have a formula for simple interest, which is given as PR percent T, right? What we are going to do is we are going to use common sense. So we have 8,000 rupees. This is our principal, right? There are two parts to this. The first part is 10% for 3 years. And since we are talking about simple interest in both the cases, you can multiply the rate of interest and the tenure and simply calculate it once. 10% for 3 years is equivalent to 30%. Similarly, this is our Bank A. Similarly, from Bank B, this is 15% for 4 years, which is going to be 15 into 4, 60%. So from 8,000 rupees, whatever amount was invested at 30% and whatever amount was invested at 60%, we can say that 30% of 8,000 definitely will be paid to him. This is going to give us 8 into 3, 24, so 2,400. But it is given that he receives 3,750. That means he is going to receive 1,350 extra. Now this 1,350 is going to be that additional 30%. So 60% ka 30% plus 30%. So what we have done is we have included 30% from both part and said कि 30% होना चाहिए. Now that extra part of 30% of the amount B is going to be 1,350. If 30% of amount B is 1,350, so 10% of B is going to be 450. So B is going to be 4,500. Since 4,500 is B component, so A component is going to be the leftover 3,500. So 3,500 is your answer. You can see that calculation was involved, but no equation written as such, no variables involved, right? Okay. Next question. A class has 100 students. For 4% of the students who have majored in mathematics is equal to 12% of the students who have majored in science. Find the number of students who have majored in mathematics. So we can say that 4% of the students who have majored in mathematics is equal to 12% of the students who have majored in science. So science is, let's call this as S. What will happen is the percentage will cancel out and then we'll left with 1 and 3. So we can say for every 3 students of maths, there is 1 student of science, right? So the number of students who are majored in maths is going to be 3/4 of total 100 students, which will give us 75. That's it. D option. Next question. Naresh borrowed rupees 4,500 at 10% compound interest and he pays back rupees 1,500 every year. How much money should he have to pay extra at the end of the 3rd year to clear all the dues? So what we do in such scenarios is we take 4,500 and for entire first year, his dues will increase by 10%, right? And this will become 4,500 plus 450, which is 4,950. Now he pays his first installment, right? So he is left with 3,450. Then this 3,450 is going to increase by 10% in the second year. So this is going to become 3,450 plus 345, making it 3,795. Then second year installment he pays, which is going to be 1,500. So he ends up having 2,295. Now, what will happen in the third year? This 2,295, let's make this as how much money he should pay at the end of the third year. Third year में ये increase तो होगा, because that's the end of the first year. Then we have at the end of the second year. ठीक है. So let's do one thing. Let's approximate this as 2,300 to make the calculation easier. Now that 2,300 is going to increase by 10%. So this will become 2,300 plus 230, which is going to be 2,530. Now what he does here is he pays the third installment, which is 1,500. So this is going to become 1,030. So this is the remaining amount that he has. Hold on, I don't think this should be third year. This should be second year. Second year होना चाहिए, third year नहीं होना चाहिए, क्योंकि third year में we are going to get 1,000 extra, right? If it's going to be second year, what will happen is नहीं, second year में भी there is an extra 1,500. थर्ड इंस्टॉलमेंट भी बढ़ेगा ना, ठीक है, जो पहले लिखा हुआ था वो सही था. In the third year, 2,300 is going to increase by 10%. And since the options do not match, is it like that he's paying at the beginning of the year and then the interest is increasing? That shouldn't happen, right? क्योंकि 3,000 का 3,300, 1,500 कम हो जाएगा. Then we will have 1,800. Then we will have, then the option won't match. ठीक है. This is going to become approximately, okay, so 2,300 into 1.5 is going to give us 2,530. He pays his third installment, which is 1,500, and is left with 1,030 rupees. So this is the extra amount that he needs to pay back at the end of the third year, so that he is able to clear all his dues. So let's keep this as third year only. Yeah, hi Arav. No, the first year interest will be there around 4,500, right? आयुष, देखो आपने बोरो करा 4,500 अभी जनवरी में, ठीक है, आप दिसंबर में EMI पे करोगे. So when you pay, when you are going to pay your first EMI, before that 4,500 is going to increase by 10%. सो एक्चुअली जब आप EMI पे करने जाओगे तो बैंक वाला बोलेगा, और द पर्सन फ्रॉम वेयर यू हैव टेकन द लोन, दैट विल टेल यू दैट द टोटल अमाउंट राइट नाउ इज 4950. सो यू लाइक अच्छा ठीक है 4950 में से ये लो 1500, सो यू पे हिम 1500, द बैलेंस अमाउंट इज देयर. फिर नेक्स्ट ईयर जनवरी टू दिसंबर में वो 10% से इंक्रीज होगा, राइट? इट विल बिकम 3795. नाउ when you will go when you will try to pay the second year installment, तो बंदा बोलेगा कि your amount is 3795 right now. You'll be like अच्छा ठीक है लो ये 1500 रखो. So once you pay 1500, then 2295 is the balance amount. Now that 2295 is going to increase by 10%. जब आप पे करने जाओगे तो आपको वो बंदा बोलेगा कि your total amount that is due is 2530 approximately. So you'll be like, okay, fine, keep this 1500. But then you will ask him कि भैया अब मेरे को ना सारा खत्म करना है लोन. How much extra should I pay? Then the person is obviously going to tell you कि भाई you have to pay 1030 extra, right? So 1030 is what we are getting. If I use the formula for compound interest one, so it's going to look like 4500 into 1 plus 10% whole to the power 3 is equal to first installment ka 1 plus 10% ka square plus second installment ka 1 plus 10% and the third installment ka koi interest nahi hai. They both are the same thing. One is formula, another is simple calculation. So this is going to become 4500 into 1.331 is equal to 1.21 plus 1.1 plus 1 times I, which is going to give us 3.31 I. But the thing with this particular formula is you will be able to calculate the installment that we should have. So installment अगर आप देखोगे ना तो 1500 से ज़्यादा होना चाहिए. So how much should that be? It's going to be approximately 1800. अब आप ऐसे सोचो 1800 आप इंस्टॉलमेंट देते 3 बार तो 300 एक्स्ट्रा देते आउट ऑफ 1500. So that would have made it 900. But वो extra 300 that you are paying beforehand, उसका interest भी add होता. So your total interest remaining should be more than 1000. Not interest, the total due remaining should be more than 1000, which completely makes sense. So there is some mistake in the options. So I'll take option E as none of the above. Nota. ठीक है? Answer is going to be 1030. So that's a mistake. 795 will happen अगर third year का installment का increase in third year dues if you don't increase it by 10% and simply subtract. इसमें से 1500 subtract कर दोगे तो ये तो second year हुआ ना, third year तो हुआ नहीं. And why in the second year will I pay 2 AMIs, right? So the question here has this doubt. Yeah, that's it. True. कोई नहीं. Next question. The salary of Anjana is 20% more than salary of Sneha and both save rupees 25,000 each. Find the salary of Anjana if their expenditures are in the ratio 4:3. Okay. So if we talk about Sneha, her salary is let's say rupees 100. Then Anjana's salary is going to be rupees 120. Right? Or we can say 100x and 120x. If we talk about their expenses, which is in the ratio 4y and 3y, and if we talk about their savings, each one saves 25,000. So as per the question, salary minus expenditure is equal to saving, salary minus expenditure is equal to saving. We have two variables and two equations. We need to find out the value of x from here. That means we need to get rid of the variable y. In order to get rid of the variable y, we will multiply this by 3 and multiply this by 4 and subtract. So when we do this, we will have 420x minus 300x, which is 120x, is equal to 25,000, or x is going to be 25,000 upon 120. So what I will do is I will only take care of a 0. So I will simply say 2500 by 12. ये बाद में simplify हो जाना चाहिए. Question asked is what is the salary of Anjana? So what I will do is I'll put 120x into, we were supposed to subtract, right? Into 25,000, sorry, x is 25,000 by 12. So this is, let's not remove 0. $25,000, 120x is going to be 25,000. How come our salary is 25,000? If that is true. 480. Because of this mistake. This is going to be 480 minus 300. So this is 180x. Right. And this is 4 times 25 minus 3 times 25. Salary is expenditure plus saving. So 4y plus 25. Sneha ki salary is 5s. Anjana is going to be 6s. Expense is going to be 3e and this is going to be 4e. It's same. 25,000. क्योंकि दोनों एक दूसरे से एक ज़्यादा एक कम है. Does it mean their salary is वो expenditure उल्टा है? That's the only thing that we can think of. ये ratio is not specified, so that would mean this is 3 times, this is 4 times. There is nothing else that we are making any mistake here. So this is 3 and this is 4. I took that as 4 and 3, right? ठीक है. So if I multiply this by 4 and multiply this by 3 and subtract, so we will have 400 minus 360, which is 40x, is equal to 25,000. So if 40x is 25,000, 120x is going to be 75,000. Since the ratio respectively is not given, so they meant that 4 is for Anjana and this 3 is for Sneha. Just because Sneha is the base, that doesn't mean her expense is given first. So tricky, language was tricky. Thankfully, the option did not match. तो option A हो जाएगा. Okay, next. The average weight of students in class 10, which has 2 sections, is 74 kg. The ratio of the number of students in section A to number of students in section B is 4:3. If the average weight of students in section A is 80 kg, then they find the average weight of students in section B. There are a lot of different ways of solving such kind of questions. ठीक है? आप allegation, weighted average, the formula, common sense, equating the sum, you can use any of those. I'm going to use deviation method. So in section A, there are 4 students. In section B, there are 3 students. it is given that the average weight of these entire 7 students is 80. मतलब हर कोई 80 kg का है on an average. Now it is given that the average weight of students in section, sorry, not 80, it's given as 74. So it's given that everybody is 74 kg on an average. Okay. Now, for section A, it is mentioned that the average weight is 80, as in each of these 4 students is 80 kg. तो अगर आप यहाँ देखोगे तो the increase that you see from the average is that of 6 for each of the kid. As in overall there is an increase of 24. This increase of 24 has to be compensated by a decrease of 24 from the other group. That's what the law of deviation in average says. 24 अगर चाहिए मेरे को overall from 3 students. So can we say from 74 there should be a decrease of 8 from each? If there is a decrease of 8 from each from 74, this will end up at 66. 74 minus 8. ठीक है? So कोई formula, कोई variable नहीं, common sense लगाया. This is some approach that you can solve without not doing a lot of writing also, once you get a hold of what we just did. Okay, next. Karan and Arjun undertook a project for rupees 12,000. Karan and Arjun can finish the project in 20 days and 30 days respectively while working alone. While the help of Karthik, they finish the work in 8 days. Find the share of the work received by Karthik. Share of the work नहीं होना चाहिए, share of the amount होना चाहिए. Which is same thing, but since the values are in rupees, तो obviously amount की बात कर रहे हैं, work तो unit में होगा. So what we do in such cases is जितने भी days दिख रहे हैं आपको सबका LCM ले लो and assume कि total work उतना है. So I'll take the total work as 600 minutes. So Karan will be doing 30 units per day and Arjun will be doing 20 units per day. And Karthik, let's call Karthik by the letter T. Karthik will be doing T units per day, right? So as per the question, can we say this 600 units is being finished by Karan plus Arjun plus Karthik in these 8 days? So if we solve this, this is going to give us 75 or T is going to be 25. So Karthik does 25 units of work every day. Okay, so can we say Karthik does, अगर आप ये per day का देख लो आप, because they all work for the entire 8 days, so whether you calculate overall or whether you calculate per day, the ratio, the share doesn't change. So can we say Karthik does 25 units out of 30 plus 20 plus 25 units that they do together? So this is 25 out of 75, which is 1/3 of the total work Karthik अकेले करता है. अगर Karthik 1/3 of the total work अकेले करता है, तो total amount का भी 1/3 he is supposed to get. So he will be getting 4,000 rupees because of the amount of work he completed. Okay. Next, Mohit can complete a piece of work in 30 days while working alone, and Rohit can complete the same work in 45 days while working alone. In how many days can they complete the same work if both start work together? So ये together का है. We can use the same logic as previous one and a shorter logic here. The thing is, यहाँ पर individual is given and overall is given. So we have a shortcut for this. What you do is you multiply the 2 days given individually for the people and then divide it by the sum of those 2 days, which is going to be 30 into 45 divided by 75. So 1/5 will go and take care of this, and this 3 will go and will be left with 18. So together they will be taking 18 days. That's all you have to do. Okay, next. Pipe A can fill a tank in 4 hours and pipe B can empty the tank in 16 hours. How much time will both pipes take to fill the tank together? Now, this is a part where A is doing some work and B is negating it. मतलब वो fill कर रहा है, दूसरा खाली कर रहा है. So we bring in the concept of negative work here. Filling को positive लेते हैं और empty को negative लेते हैं. And same formula as the previous one. 4 hours and 16 hours का same calculation, but 4 hours will be with a plus sign and 16 hours will be with a minus sign. So we will have 4 into minus 16 divided by 4 plus minus 16. So this is going to give us 4 into minus 16 divided by minus 12. So we will have a 3 in the denominator, minus to chala gaya. 16 by 3, option D. Right? बस इतना ही करना होता है, इससे ज़्यादा नहीं. So this is a shortcut when we have pair of things working simultaneously, whether both are doing same type of work, as in both positive, both negative, or one positive, one negative, तब भी यही formula. Just negative work वाले को negative sign दे दो आप duration का. Okay. The next question. A dishonest shopkeeper uses an 800 gram weighing scale instead of a 1000 gram one while selling sugar at a cost price. So 800 gram weighing scale instead of a 1000 gram. इसका मतलब क्या है? So this is, let's say, a beam balance where he is supposed to put 1000 gram का weight so that 1000 gram का commodity goes. But what he does is he uses an 8 gram weighing scale. So 1000 की जगह he ends up having 800 gram. So 800 gram of commodity will go. But actually he uses this 800 gram which is hidden. And the customers, they see 1000 gram only. ये मतलब है. As a shopkeeper, what will happen is, I have a, let's say, a weight, उसके ऊपर 1 kg लिखा हुआ है या 1000 grams is written. But it doesn't weigh 1 kg, it weighs only 800 grams. So the commodity that I will be selling will be 800 grams. पर कस्टमर मेरे को इस weight पे जो लिखा हुआ है 1000 grams, उसको देख के पैसे देगा. Right? Isn't it? The customer is going to pay me the money for 1000 gram of commodity instead of 800 gram. So the customer takes away 800 gram of commodity but pays me more. So it's a profit for me. Since it's a profit, so the multiplying factor is written as bada number divided by chota number. That's it. If the customer gets a discount of 10%, अब customer को वो discount दे रहा है. So if I'm a shopkeeper and if I'm giving discount to a customer, मेरी आत्मा लौट रही होती है. क्यों? Why? क्योंकि मुझे डिस्काउंट देना पड़ रहा है. नो शॉपकीपर वांट्स टू गिव डिस्काउंट. दे आर फोर्स्ड टू, राइट, बिकॉज ऑफ कंपटीशन और बिकॉज ऑफ गुड रिलेशंस विद द कस्टमर्स. सो आई हैव टू गिव डिस्काउंट बिकॉज इट्स अ लॉस फॉर मी. सो व्हेनेवर यू हैव अ लॉस, तो आप छोटा नंबर ऊपर लिखते हो और बड़ा नंबर नीचे लिखते हो. नाउ वेयर डिड दिस 90 and 100 कम फ्रॉम? 10% डिस्काउंट इज नथिंग बट 100 की जगह 90 रुपीज आएंगे आपके पास. एज इन इफ यू आर सेलिंग समथिंग फॉर 100 रुपीज बट यू आर सपोज टू गिव 10% डिस्काउंट, विच मीन्स 10 रुपीज का डिस्काउंट दोगे तो 90 जेब में आएंगे. सो यू हैव टू नंबर्स, छोटा इधर बड़ा इधर. सो we have 4 zeros in the denominator, you have 4 zeros in the numerator, you will have 9 by 8 which is 1 by 8 more and 1 by 8 को अपन 12.5% बोलते हैं, more को profit बोलते हैं. So this is how you convert a fraction into a percentage. This is something of course you will have to be very good with, fraction to percentage and vice versa conversion. नहीं तो आप 1 by 8 into 100 करते रह जाओगे. It's better to remember all of this. Question number 10, Ayush. Conventional method. यार conventional method थोड़ा गंदा हो जाएगा. गंदा मतलब confusing होता है बहुत ज़्यादा. And this consists of only two things. एक तो faulty weight and another is a plain discount. अगर इसमें एडल्ट्रेशन इन्वॉल्व कर लो, चूहे खा गए कमोडिटी, कुछ फायर में जल गया, फिर मार्कअप आपने करा, तब तो फिर दिमाग खराब करने वाली बात हो जाती है. सो मल्टीप्लाइंग फैक्टर्स अप्रोच इज ऑलवेज द इजीएस्ट. इट्स इनिशियली वेरी डिफिकल्ट टू अंडरस्टैंड फॉर सम ऑफ अस, बट वंस यू अंडरस्टैंड इट, इट्स लाइक इससे आसान कुछ नहीं हो सकता. ठीक है, अब हम यहां पर क्या सीख रहे हैं? हम सीख रहे हैं सिंपल अप्रोच. तो जो भी क्वेश्चन कर रहे हैं उसका जो सिंपलेस्ट अप्रोच है मैं वही डिस्कस कर रहा हूं. ठीक है, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन. अ लोकल बैंक इन बिहार ऑफर्स ए कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट स्कीम सच दैट द मनी डिपॉजिटेड विल बिकम 16 टाइम्स इन 4 years. कंपाउंड इंटरेस्ट. In how many years will it become 32 times the amount deposited? देखो भाई, 16 times is 2 to the power 4 and 4 years. ये कंपैरिजन आपको करना है. मतलब 100 रुपीज डबल हो जाता है एक साल में. कितना हो गया? 200. अगले एक साल में कितना हो जाता है? फिर से डबल, सो इट बिकम्स 400. नेक्स्ट 1 year इट अगेन डबल्स. हर साल डबल हो जा रहा है, कोई बच्चों का खेल तो है नहीं. एंड अनदर 1 year इट अगेन गेट्स डबल, सो इट बिकम्स 1600. So can we say that money deposited becomes 16 times here? In 4 years. अब मेरे को कितना करना है? 32 टाइम्स करना है. सो आगे बढ़ते हैं. 32 तो हुआ नहीं अभी तक. सो लेट्स डबल दिस अगेन. अगले एक साल में फिर से डबल हो जाएगा एंड इट विल बिकम 3200. नाउ इफ यू पे अटेंशन, ये 32 टाइम्स हो गया. कितने साल लगे? 4 years and then another 1 more year. Total 5 years लगे ना. 1 2 3 4 5. स्क्रैच से मत शुरू करो फिर से, जहां तक कर रखा था. इफ यू आर नॉट एबल टू गेट द अमाउंट रिक्वेस्टेड बाय द क्वेश्चन तो आगे जाओ. अगर ऑलरेडी कैलकुलेट हो चुका है 3200 तो नहीं करते. Since it is already not there, we have to move ahead. In the very next calculation we got 3200, तो 5 years. इसका दूसरा अप्रोच भी है, बहुत फॉर्मूला बेस्ड, बहुत लंबा चौड़ा. सो व्हाट यू विल डू इज, जितना भी टाइम्स है उसमें जो टेन्योर है वो पावर कर दो आप. सपोज अगर ये 2 years होता तो 16 को 4 स्क्वायर लिखते. ठीक है. So it all comes down to how good you are with exponents, fractions, percentages. Arithmetic is all about that. Next question. The selling price of a watch is 1.5 times its cost price. Find the marked price if the cost price of the watch is rupees 500 and the discount given is 25%. So cost price जो है हमारा वो 500 है. Selling price कितना है? It is 1.5 times of that, so this is 750. What should be the mark price कि 25% discount देके पहुंचे यहाँ पे? Option से if I take 800 का 25% तो 200 होता है. 200 का डिस्काउंट तो है नहीं. There is a discount of only 50 rupees right now. So option A will not make sense. If I change this 800 to 900, 900 का 25% यानी 1/4 is अगेन 200 समथिंग, पर इधर तो 150 का ही डिस्काउंट दिख रहा. 900 माइनस 750, तो ये भी नहीं होगा. लेट्स टेक द नेक्स्ट ऑप्शन. 1000. 1000 का 25% इज 250. 1000 माइनस 250 इज 750. सो 1000 हो जाएगा आंसर. ऑप्शन है तो यूज करो. ऑप्शंस आर योर बेस्ट फ्रेंड्स इन एग्जाम. पीपल थिंक कि ऑप्शंस ट्रिकी कर देते हैं क्वेश्चंस को. दे डू, बट वेरी सेल्डम. Most often they will make it easier for you. कि ऑप्शन देखे एक आइडिया लग जाता है कि क्या. have subscribed and the bell icon is clicked, as in you're notified about the sessions. Okay, take care. Please do not forget to like, share and subscribe.